Well, hello. Yes, good morning. Mm-hmm. Brapchi brupa. Welcome to the rooftop, my loves. It's fun little process to get ourselves revved up for whatever it is that we do and that we desire to do better and consistently. And that's a part of my little process here when I sit down to kind of drop it onto the page and drop into myself so that I can deliver a message of the highest value, whether that's a combination of entertainment, of inspiration, of pure direct connection. And that's what I care about the most. And so that's kind of what I do in the morning. And I jot some things out and I feel into it. I ground into the messaging and trust that whatever wants to be expressed will come through with natural flow and ease. And then we just get to it. And I usually have some kind of tap in moment to my generator, which it sounds like something, I don't think that's the kind of thing that we need to be editing out, but I think it's cool to showcase what we do to do the damn thing, right? So, hey, good morning. Love you so much. So glad you're here. I've been taking as much, I've been I think last week I was saying, what is your version of enough? What do you define as too much? You get to have your own inner metric system. So I've been taking the time, and it's been so beautiful to be exploring the different aspects of the art and the commitment to the craft and being very conscious, making choices every single day that allow me to be the best version of myself and how I want to be showcasing and making the ultimate contribution during my time here. So, yes, it's been beautiful. I've been feeling my life force returning and remembering what I love about life so much. I mean, I've said this before, but if you're new here, so much of the last couple of years have been the hardest, darkest, quietest times of my life, and all of the community and connections that I've had have been predominantly online. And I've been desiring and craving a social life that is rich and nourishing and fulfilling, and all of that is coming into play, and it has been probably over the last couple months, but like more and more, and it's becoming so obvious and solidifying, and it's just the most beautiful thing. So I'm relishing in that and allowing it to really fuel me, and I'm feeling it from the inside of my bones and then emanating it out. It's just so stunning, honestly. And sometimes we think, if we're in different phases of our life and we're working a lot or we're focused on one thing, or we're, being in relationship or whatever. And then it's like, wow, I get to have experience and explore all of that and reap the benefits of my own individuality as well. Like, I don't know if it gets much better than that. So yeah, I've been loving San Miguel. I've been loving December every single day. I'm like, hi, I love you. Thanks so much. And I think that's my new normal. Hannah has been reflecting many things to me. And one of those things was every interaction that you have, it is beautiful. And I was like, wow. And she's like, you are the common denominator, why people open up and tap into themselves, and why it's such a serendipitous and magical conversation where they really are transparent and opening, and you're having a heart connection in real time in the middle of the street, is you. And I was like, wow. Wow. Oh my God, I love that so much. I love that I can be my most dropped in, truest, most authentic self. And that really offers permission to be as authentic and honest and outright. It lets people just be like, oh yeah, I have an opportunity to tap into my heart with this perfect stranger. I'm going to maximize on that. And I just am like, okay, obsessed. Thank you. Love that so much for us. So that's beautiful. And yeah, just so much in that. So today I really want to talk about what this time tends to bring up in us, and like how we start to look at what we're going to no longer feed and what we want to start putting more of our energy, attention, and intention into moving forward and setting the next stage. If you go by the Gregorian calendar, not everyone does, and I think that you can start again and maximize and tap into any energy, literally any day of the week, any moment. It's not linear, but there is something about that, having the flip of the page, and starting a brand new year. It's a great way to we love to kind of anchor points in and be like, yep, that's when that started, and then I can see the progress or the journey from there, and so I've been doing a lot of that, and I'm moving numerology. I'm moving into a 5-year, so it is time for me to be daring and go after everything that I have been wanting since the beginning of 2019. And I wrote that list out the other day. Should I share it? I'm gonna share that list. Shall we? Okay. What I have wanted, I'll never forget. January 1st, I woke up and I was like, I need to be sober. I need clarity. I need creativity. I need community. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It was so intense. I got mystic on the 8th. Anyway, this is what I wanted at the beginning of 2019. And I invite you to do this as well. Not that you're on the same numerology timeline as I am, but it's really cool to look back and see what you've wanted. And if those are appearing for you now, to write them out and speak them out. If they have not come into fruition, but they still hold an energetic value, worth exploring, right? So here's what I wanted. Candid. A full creative life. Expansive and enriching connections. A vibrant social life. Clarity and creation at the forefront. Getting paid to be who I am. Showcase my multifacetedness. Get famous. Go on tour. Incredible and aligned collaborations. A thriving fellowship, community and followership, fanship. Multiple income streams. A digital library. Attending many festivals. Financial freedom. Opportunities to speak and create impact. Stable and supportive working relations, healing out loud, writing a book, and strong mind, body, and spirit. I mean, simple stuff, right? So I can definitely see how these last years, why that my tree of life has not bared certain fruits. I had some other shit to do first, that needed to prepare me for what I'm moving into that boldness, into a daring state, into, really creating the life of my dreams. I know why. I can see what I needed to experience first. There was no way that I would have been open to receive any of this. I was not stable enough. I was not strong enough. I wasn't grounded enough, all of that. Those things seem so simple, but by golly, they will prevent you. They'll just they're like, no, this is way more of a thing than the things that you're desiring right now. So if I look at those things and just see them as an energetic entity, it's a life force. I'm every day taking spoonfuls, I'm like sipping or like hitting the bong of like what I wanted so that I can fully ingest and be embodied in it, be more expressed in it, be more committed to it, be more honest about it, be more outright about it, be, just be like, let it roll, let it roll. There's no reason, there's nothing that's keeping it like tucked away anymore. It's time for it to be revealed. I've done all of that unraveling personally on an emotional, energetic level. And now it's time for the revealing, So I'm like, yep, taking, yeah, I will. Yeah, that's what I'm like filling my boots on right now. So what that means, though, is like that can't just like, that's not going to be the change that happens without some other significant changes as well. And those significant changes involve cutting cords, taking out the trash, ending any ongoing commitments that aren't in alignment with what, we want to be dancing towards moving forward. And it's like, what are we feeding right now? Are we feeding still those like half-assed relations? Do we still have work that we don't love? It's definitely not our zone of genius. Like, what are we still showing up for? What are we still kind of like trucking along with? That's keeping us safe from fully entering the infinite realm of true, great manifestation of the most rewarding life that we could be experiencing. So like, where are we still effing around, And I can see that very clearly. So I've got to take out the trash. I know what I have to do. And sometimes we don't end up taking out the trash because we have a bunch of judgments on ourselves and criticisms before we even allow ourselves to have that open conversation. But it's like, you get to give that person an opportunity if your trash plans involve someone else, which, let's be honest, they usually do. So you give them an opportunity to make a conscious and an empowered choice as well, because you're basically setting the stage for a new calibrated state. And you say, I'm inviting you, by sharing this truth, I'm inviting you to join me in that. But moving forward, this will be the new standard. This is the new trajectory. So you give them a choice, just like the way that you make choices every single day, knowing that, that's just like a conversation that needs to happen. It's not, you're not a bad person. You're not letting anyone down. You're saying, it's a choice point for you. And we, in relation to one another, are always going to be teaching, learning, receiving, giving, all of that. So it's like, trust that whatever you have to do, whatever uncomfortable, potentially conversations you need to have, that's perfect and in alignment with their path as well. You're doing them a favor. So you either say, hey, I'm getting brave. Do you want to get brave with me? Trust that the people that are in alignment with you, that are going to grow and support that you're going to flourish together, that they'll go forward. They'll go, thank you for that opportunity. Is the most amazing thing I've ever. Amazing. Thank you so much. Yes. Or like, oh, that ain't me, boo. Whatever. And you're like, great. I'm so glad, we were in each other's lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And so we're looking at the former here with this taking the trash out. And they're not trash. Nothing. No, it's just what you can't be feeding or being consumed by any longer. Because you're either giving materials to the trash bin, which amount to nothing and are a dead end, or you're building your empire. It's really one or the other. It's that simple. So create that space, be really clear with yourself, bring that, the focus into the forefront of what you're cultivating. That transition happens now. It's not like, oh, no, let's be with that now. Let's carve let's just like be like, oh, that's just as important as any of my tasks on that list or multiple lists that you're keeping. So yeah, it's like, okay, I'm going to get unapologetic in like a really cool bad bitch way. I mean, it doesn't need to be that, but you know what I mean? It's like, you're not a bee. You're not an asshole. You're not insensitive. The fact that you're even listening to that and thinking, oh, yes, I will need to get a little brave to have that conversation or close that door of opportunity or whatever else means you give a lot of Fs and you're a really good person and your job is to grow. That's what you came here to do. You came to continue to learn, immerse yourself, diversify on your skills and your passions, your interests, to meet, remember, but Yep. So the question that I ask myself and that everyone asks themselves, or definitely can ask themselves, is like, what is actually stopping me right now today from creating great manifest in action for me? What is stopping me from that? And then the obvious reasons come up: money, security, stability, But the question is that working for you? Because do you really feel secure? Because security is an embodied expression. So do you feel that now? By allowing the less than standard and calibration into your world? Does that feel good? Are you really stable? Or are you as susceptible to uncertainty as literally everyone else? So it's like, this is where the belief comes in, my friends. And someone said this to me. I met this person. We dropped in. It was beautiful. Loved it on Friday night. And he's like, do you really think that? I was like, I know that. I know that belief is like the key ingredient to living the life of fulfillment, richness, and, awe. I know it. Without it, what do we do? We're wavering around. We're little leaves in the wind. But you're a whole ass tree. So ground into your tea, your truth, and grow, baby, grow. That's what you're here to do. Not here to get knocked about with the chaos of the external world, which is always going to be at play. But just like solidifying, bringing into focus, and feeding your soul's essence, what you're here to do, who you're here to be. And another thing I'd like to mention is at this time, pay attention, very important, the way that we converse and talk about our previous versions of ourselves. I hear it a lot. I'm not a fan, gotta be honest. That, truth is I've been playing small. I was, hiding. I wasn't, I don't know if that's compassionate conversation. It's like, can you go back and revisit, like I think about like the year, right? And we go, okay, I can see why you allowed that or your boundaries were crossed there. But for you, that was actually a big step. You had to get brave at a previous stage to even allow yourself to be standing where you were. I love you for that. Thank you for making those choices. They're not going to be the same choices I'm making moving forward, but I love you, I honor you, and thank you for getting me and preparing me for where I am today, previous self. I love you. Can we be a little more loving to the one that is like, well, then you ended up having to do that and throwing that away? That's fine. All of those elements, all of those choices, all of those cross boundaries were a part of what have you standing here today in this moment. So go back, give gratitude. Go back, give a big, juicy hug. Go back and say, I see you, I understand why you made the choices that you did, why you stayed too long, why you allowed for that to play out. I get it. And I'm grateful because you prepared me for where I am standing here right now today. So thank you. You did your job perfectly, actually. You know, that's something I wanted to just throw in there real quick. What else have we got? Yeah, I've just said here, cherish your previous selves. Because this transition, when you're really going into like your next evolution of yourself, this matters. Because you want those previous selves to be on your side. You don't want them to feel rejected, cut apart, treated like shit. You know, you want them to be loved up, nourished so that they can take you forward because you got a lot of shit to do coming up. And so you don't want them to get rocked first time they get reminded of something that they had a similar experience with. Because you're gonna. Because that's how patterns do their patterning thing, right? So you want to be in good rapport with the previous versions of yourself so they can help you out next time you get triggered in the next realm of your possibility. That's important. Yep, gratitude. That's the antidote right there. What have we got right now? D. Okay. Right. Sometimes, I don't know what kind of timeline we have around like clarity. Like, what do we really think? Like, how far is that piece of clarity that's like present and available in our life right now in this in this second? Like, how long do we want or expect that clarity to last? Honestly, you're like, I just want clarity. What is that? Does it expire in 6 months? How long? What's the shelf life of clarity? Because what really matters is for you to make a clear choice based on what you know here right now in this very moment. That clarity can change tomorrow, but it's done its job perfectly if you're making an aligned decision out of the present moment. That's the most important thing. There will be new information. There will be new players. There will be new opportunities. There will be curveballs. Things will come out of the field of clarity. And your job to be in good rapport, good relationship with clarity is to check in every single day. Make sure that you're making a choice based on the clarity that is providing itself for you today. That's it. That's the responsibility of clarity. Don't put some lofty ass expectation on clarity and expect it to take you through the next 20 years of your life. That is ridiculous. You're going to be let down. That's not what clarity is for. So how much pressure are you actually putting on clarity? How much weight do you think it holds? It's a symbiosis you're together day by day. Just be clear today. That's it. And clarity, perfect. Boom. Boom-tastic. You've done your job. Clarity's done its job. Revisit again tomorrow, later, this afternoon, whatever. You know? Yeah. Okay, my loves. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there. I love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of, my process. I'm, I guess, showcasing the love that I have for my own process. And what that offers you is up to you. But I hope it's valuable. And if it's not, do yourself a damn good favor and tune into something that is in service to you, that is aligned with your values. Spend more time doing more of what you love and consuming the things that are going to contribute to building your empire, not your trash bin. That's a wrap. Much love.